So I want to introduce our next speaker. She's from Kilchima. Her name is Sandra Caulfield, and she's here to talk about her daughter, Hope Rose.
My name is Sandra Caulfield and I live in Caulfield. I'm married to Jonathan and we are the proud parents of 3 beautiful little girls. Chloe, aged 11, Ava, aged 8, and our beautiful little baby, Hope Rose. Hope Rose was our 3rd little girl. She is the reason I stand in front of you this evening. She was born on the 4th of September 2017, just over 7 months ago. Hope Rose lived for 9 days. As Hope's mommy, I was privileged and honoured to have carried Hope Rose in my womb for 9 months. Hope Rose's story began on the 29th of December 2016. That was the date I found out I was pregnant. That was 3 days before my 36th birthday. It was, and always will be, the best present I will ever receive. Myself and Jonathan were thrilled with the news. 2.5 months previous to this, I had a miscarriage. I was almost 10 weeks pregnant. We were devastated. I am privileged to say that I have been lucky enough to experience the joy and the prospect of becoming a mother on 4 occasions. And I am very aware that there are so many women out there that don't get to experience the joy of becoming a mum. My pregnancy with Hope Rose was going really well, despite the nerves. Myself and Jonathan were so excited coming up to the 12 weeks. We couldn't wait to tell Chloe and Ava they were going to get a baby brother or sister. On the 25th of February, I was 12 weeks pregnant. We had booked a private scan in Intervision here in Castlebar with Helen. Straight away, we could see our baby's heartbeat. We could see that she was fully formed and moving about. We were so excited. We couldn't wait to tell the girls. Jonathan was just going to go out and get the girls when Helen asked him to wait a few minutes. She wanted to do a few more measurements. After a few minutes, I started to get worried. Then, the dreaded words no parent should ever have to hear. Helen told us that there was an indication of chromosomal abnormalities. Then she mentioned Down syndrome, Patau syndrome, and Edwards syndrome. We had never heard of Patau syndrome or Edwards syndrome before. Helen then referred us to Castlebar Hospital, where we were seen 2 days later. They also found indication of chromosomal abnormalities. Then Castlebar referred us to Hollis Street Maternity Hospital in Dublin, following Wednesday, where we were seen by Professor Peter McParland, one of the top fetalist specialists in Ireland. At that stage, the measurements were reading normal and everything looked good from the scans. Professor Peter McParland advised us to get a harmony test done, just for our peace of mind. This is where a blood test is taken from the mother, which also carries the baby's DNA. The midwife told us that it would take about a week for the results to come through. And she asked, was it okay if she delivered those results over the phone? And we were happy with that. And we also wanted to find out the sex of the baby too. So we left Dublin that day, delighted with the good news, thinking that everything was good. Just over a week later, on the 9th of March, we got that phone call. That day, our lives changed forever. It was Professor Peter McParland. He told us that he was very sorry, but our baby tested 99.9% positive for Edwards syndrome, also known as trisomy 18. He also said this is a life-limiting condition. He then told us that there's a chance our baby would only 50% chance she would go to full term and be born alive. And I just want to emphasize to doctors especially, when you're breaking that news and you're telling parents, you've got parents sitting in front of you, the words you use. It is not, their child is not incompatible with life. It is a life-limiting condition, and that's exactly what Hope Rose had, a life-limiting condition. We also found out that we were having a little girl. The only question really I had that day on the phone was she suffering? He told us, no, she wasn't. That's all we needed to hear. After that phone call, we sat at the table, numb, terrified, and completely heartbroken. In that moment, I needed hope. Hope to get me up from the table, hope to move forward, hope to give us all the strength and courage for what was ahead. All we needed was hope. And this is where Hope Rose got her beautiful name. At that stage, I was almost 14 weeks pregnant. For me to continue my pregnancy was the only option. Abortion went against everything I believe in. I've always had a strong Catholic faith, and I am very aware that not everyone shares my beliefs and my faith and values, and I respect that. During my pregnancy, I was very open about Hope Rose's diagnosis. We, as a family, decided to cherish the time we had with Hope Rose. When all Hope's firsts were taken from her and us, we had to find new ones. We lived life in the moment, one day at a time. Wherever there was a negative, we had to turn it into a positive, because the fact that Hope Rose's life was going to be short was a big enough negative for me. We also had to think about our other two little girls and how this was going to affect them. We are blessed that we have 3 amazing little girls, because during the most difficult time, they were always there to give me the strength to get through. If it wasn't Chloe or Ava saying something like, "Don't be sad, Mom, Hope Rose is here with us now, let's enjoy her now," it would be Hope Rose herself giving me a kick, letting me know I'm here and I'm happy. This is where I struggled the most. I had 3 beautiful little girls, and we couldn't save any of them from the heartache. It's only now, when I look back, I can see the strength and resilience they have gained from their baby sister. Chloe and Ava loved and accepted Hope Rose for who she was and still is, our little miracle. So as a family, we decided to cherish the time we had with Hope Rose. We wanted to fit a lifetime of love into a few precious months, and that's exactly what we did. The summer of 2017 was one of the best summers of our lives. We brought Hope Rose to so many places, from Tato Park to Fantasia to walks in the park to the Reek. We made a list of all the places that meant something to each of us. It was all about spending time together as a family and making precious memories to last a lifetime. It was another great gift Hope Rose gave us, the gift of time. When parents receive a diagnosis of a life-limiting condition, they need someone there to tell them that yes, this is extremely difficult, but you can and will get through this. They need to be given hope. When you are in such a dark place, you need someone to shine light and to give you hope. Hope is one of the greatest gifts you can give anyone. We knew for us to be able to savor every moment of Hope Rose's life, we needed to surround ourselves by great people, and that is what we did. We received great help from the staff of Castlebar Hospital. Frances, Anne and Siobhan did most of our prenatal care. Every 3 weeks we'll go for our scans. This was our precious time with Hope Rose. I am so grateful to these three lovely ladies. The kindness, compassion and care they showed Hope Rose and us. They knew that this was our time together as a family. The 4th of September was the date we had been given for my planned section. That morning, going into Castlebar Hospital, I was terrified. I was so sad with the thoughts that this might be our last time together as a family. We might not get the chance to bring our beautiful Hope Rose home alive. Hope Rose was born on the 4th of September at 9:53 and weighed 4 pounds 7 ounces. This was our little miracle. Our beautiful little girl was finally here, and she was just perfect. I find it hard to put into words all the feelings and emotions that were hitting me all at the same time. All I was asking the doctors was, is she alive? They cleaned her and they lay her on my chest. In that moment, I was so full of pride and love, I thought my heart would burst. Then, in a split second, I was hit with the harsh reality that she was soon going to leave us. I said to Jonathan, how will I ever part with her? That day in theatre, a little miracle happened. We are so thankful to all the nurses, doctors, and theatre staff. A couple of hours later, after Hope was born, we had her christened by Father Pat Lynch. She was surrounded by all her family who loved her dearly. She spent 5 days in special care, where she received comfort care from amazing doctors and nurses who showed her dignity, respect, and the care that she deserved. These ladies would always have a special place in my heart. On Saturday the 9th of September, Hope Rose got to come home to Kelshma. This was another miracle for us. We never thought that we would be lucky enough to get her home. There was a big party waiting on her arrival. We were so delighted to have Hope home. We spent the next 3 days being a family, making memories. We got to fulfill so many of our wishes. Hope Rose got to have stories read to her, and we got to sit together and watch baby TV. This was one of Ava's wishes during my pregnancy. On the 12th of December, just before 10 p.m, Hope Rose died. As heartbreaking and soul-destroying as that was, Hope Rose died in the arms of her mommy, surrounded by her daddy and her 2 big sisters. The room was filled with love. Hope was where she needed to be, in her mommy and daddy's room, lying in their bed, like all other newborn babies. Hope Rose came and graced us with her presence for 9 days. She taught us so many lessons about true love and acceptance, and I will be eternally grateful for Hope Rose's 9 months and 9 days. Hope Rose not only touched the lives of her family, but the lives of others. With great love comes great sadness, and a life without love is no life at all. If abortion comes into our country, not only you're not going to take away the pain, you're also going to be left with the guilt. I will always be eternally grateful for Hope's life. She taught me about acceptance, courage, hope, and love. Hope Rose died in the arms of her mommy who loved her and accepted her for the little miracle that she was and still is. Hope Rose was surrounded by a family who truly loved her for those 9 months and 9 days of her life on this earth. All she ever knew was love. When someone we love dies, the love we have for them doesn't die, it gets stronger. The women and unborn babies of our country deserve better than abortion. I do not know how anyone can say abortion is about having compassion. There is no compassion about ending the life of an unborn child. Leo Varadkar and Simon Harris, our health minister. How can you call abortion healthcare? This is not healthcare. What I and Hope Rose received is proper healthcare. I only hope that in telling Hope Rose's story, that I can reach out and help others. I am not here to pass judgment. But what wasn't mentioned tonight was cases like Hope Rose, and there's another mommy in the audience that was pregnant at the same time as me. I won't mention her name because she may not want me to, but I see her here and she was pregnant at the same time I was pregnant with Hope Rose. And like me, I'm sure she hates her child to be referred to as a hard case. Our babies are not hard cases. And this goes for the Yes, the No campaign too. When you're referring to the babies, please do not call them hard cases. There was nothing hard. There was nothing hard about Hope Rose. I am Hope Rose's voice and all the other unborn babies in the future. I only hope if it's 5 years from now or 10 years from now, that someone somewhere might remember Hope Rose's story if they find themselves in a situation of a life-limiting condition, and remember that there is hope, and unfortunately with that great love does come the sadness, but the love without love, there is nothing at all. Thanks so much for listening to me.